Hi guys, welcome back to the Yorkshire Modeller. We now have another issue of Hachette Partworks Battleship Bismarck. This week, issue 28. So with issue 28, we get the next hull section. So it's another bit that goes on next to the keel we did last week. Some plant-on details there and there, and then we get some light covers and the PM screws to attach this to what we've already done. So I'll get the camera reset up and we'll get started. Here we've got issue 28, and we are doing the extending the hull, which is going to be quite easy. Then we've got accessories for the forward bridge deck, attaching all of those. We do get some of these light blockers, so for the port and starboard sides of the bridge deck where we've had the lights in those previous two issues, that light, that LED will shine through there and onto that green or onto that red, and that will then shine out from the sides. So that's going to look really good. And then we've got a tour of the Bismarck superstructure. We have, keep going, the gunboat, and the Jarvis Sea, and then that's it. We've not got any history this week. That's unusual. I'll go through the parts we get next week at the end of the video. So the first thing we need to do is screwdriver. I'll move the plant-on bits off to the side. I'll open up the screw packet, and then we need to get these screws out of here. And then if we bring in the deck as it is up to now, this weighty little beast, I'm just going to zoom you out a little bit actually for this bit. There we go. So the part of the hull we get this week attaches to this side of the hull, just here. So it goes on this bit. So what you do is you just hook it up and under, and you need to use 3 PM screws. So there's one there. Just tilt this around a little bit more. So what you have is, this is the part attached. I've not screwed it in yet, but you've got one hole just there, one hole just there, and then the other one is that one just there. So it screws 2 onto the keel, 1 onto the base, the plate that we had, that we're attaching it to on the side. So same as always, get your screws, pop them in, and screw it all on nice and tight. Then we'll do the same on this one just here, so we attach it onto the side properly. See, that's not gone in properly, that one. So, whoa, nearly, and that's why they give you an extra one. Next house I get, I'm going to make sure I don't have carpets in the room I'm going to be doing my modelling in, and that way I won't have any problems from the carpet monster. So that's screwed in as tight as it'll go. Now, I'm just going to have a quick look at this to make sure. There we go. So, get everything in the right place. That's on. That's on. Brilliant. So that's the keel on this beast of a ship. Now I'm just going to put this off to the side so I can do the next part of this week's build, which is the oh, crikey, I'm running out of room on my desk now. Right, so that's that bit done. Next, we need to bring in the bridge deck. So Come on. Sticky labels come open. So that's that one. That one's all still attached. So we've got the bridge deck as we've done up to this week. So bring the side cutters in, and I bring that in, and I'll bring this in. These two bits and these two bits. So we've got all the bits that we need for this part of the build. So just swing you around a little bit. Okay. So I'm just going to turn the room light on. Hopefully this will make everything just that little bit brighter. Not by much, but it's definitely doing something. So place the bridge deck on your work surface with the port side facing you. So I'm obviously the starboard side's facing you, but the port side's facing me. Check the fit of the port intake, 28.3. Apply a little super glue to the pegs at the edge of the part. So 28.3 is left, right. Now they have got, I don't know whether you'll be able to make it out on the camera, on the actual part just here, it's got an L. You kind of can. And then the same on this one, but it's an R. There you go, just there. So obviously that's telling you which side to go on, left or right, so port or starboard. So all that does, it's those two holes just there. So one at the top there and one there, and then that just attaches on like that. So I'm get me glue pot and me super glue. And then all we do is, same as in every other part we've done for this model, you take your bit of glue and pop a little bit just into those pegs. One and two. There we go. And then that part just clips in like that. So basically what it'll do is that curve for where the gun sits, it'll carry that on just a little bit further and then it'll go flat. So then you do exactly the same on the other side with the other part. So the other one, and goes in exactly the same on the other side. So like that, and you shouldn't really, can obviously with the light shining, but you shouldn't really be able to see a proper seam on there. So that's that one all done. Now then, once they're attached, identify part H3, which is on your little sprue, and it's one of these two pieces here, so where it's kind of curved. So they're all numbered up, same as previous issues. So identify part H3 and clip it off of the sprue. This is the port navigation light housing. Cut it from the plastic frame, cut the red LED cover from the frame and fit it into part H as indicated by the arrow. So this is the parts that we're looking at. So you can see there, one's green, one's red. So all we have to do, and they're only just slightly coloured as well, so it's kind of like Tamiya clear paints or any kind of clear paint where it's just like a really, really tiny bit of colour. So then what you do is you get this, make sure it's the right way around. So if you're holding it, the flat bit, which you've got just there, hold that bit in your fingers, then that'll be the right way around. and then you just push this in by the look of it. The red part of H3 fits into... The red part of the LED cover fits in the recess in H3. So that will sit like that inside that cover. Oh, it stuck to my thumb. There. Just like that. Identify the fixing point for the port navigation light housing. And attach... Apply a little super glue on the pegs of part H3 and fix it in place. So, where this is going is on the very front bit there, just in there. So the LED light's in that little square hole. You're pinning this to the two on the outside. So, get your tweezers, because you're going to need them for this bit. And then just a small dab of glue on each of those pins, there and there. And then if we gently press this in, now this red bit doesn't want to go in. Make sure I'm getting this centered again. Right, I'm going to try this with my fingers. I think I might just be able to get a little bit better purchase on it. This bit is very, very fiddly, so really take your time. Make sure you're getting everything in the right way round as well. There we go, that's it. So, that's now in, and that bit that I was trying to put in the other way round goes in there. So, that's that bit done. All that's attached. So, H8 goes in the kind of half moon shaped hole just in front of the light that we've just done. So if I find part H8, and so drop a super glue in there, and then if we just mark that up the right way around, and then just press that into position like that. So that's the part H8 that we've just attached. H5 goes in the little square hole just at the bottom, just down there. So if we get H5 off here as well, these parts are ridiculously small as well, so take your time with them. There we go. So same again, dab of super glue just in that little hole. And then just attach this in There we go. And then parts H1 and H2 fit further aft on the port side of the bridge deck and just stick in place as shown. So H1 is that one, H2 is that one. So if you just follow the instructions carefully, you can't really put any of these in the wrong place, to be honest. But yeah, just take your time. I have a feeling that these H1 and H2 parts are something to do with the rigging that we'll get in a future issue as well. Don't know why. Just there's a hole there and a hole in the part we've just attached, so it's all kind of, it all seems to match up that it's going to be for something that we'll get in a later issue. There we go. That's part H2 stuck in there as well. So now we flip this round onto the other side, and it's exactly the same as what we did on the port side, just this time doing it all on the starboard one. So that's that one done. We'll take each part off as we need it, and then it's just basically the from stage 9 onwards in this is just a repeat of what you've done on the port side. So what I'll do, I'll just I'll pause the camera, I'll repeat everything that I've just done, and then we will go through how this all looks once the port and the starboard side are all done. So that's it for issue 28. This is the port side that we did. So you've got the port light just there, then you've got a couple of plant on details, one there, and then one just there and one just there, and then you've got an exact repeat of that on the other side. So you've got the lamp there, and then the plant on bits there, and two more there and there, and that's it. That's everything for this week at least. Next week we will be getting where are we? Here we are. So panels of decking are supplied together with the lower mast deck. You'll also receive deck accessories including windows for the bridge. So it's a lot of parts next week. Doesn't look like there'll be anything to glue together, but that's the bridge itself there, and then this little part, I don't know if you can really make it out on this camera, but that's the actual bridge itself, and then there's a little part just here that it's totally clear. I think you can just about make it out. That is the they're the windows for the bridge, and it looks like they probably screw in, either screw in or glue in. We'll find out. We'll find out next week. That's issue 28 then, as I say. The Bismarck will continue next Thursday. I have an email from Eagle Moss today saying that there's a problem with the Aston Martin. Nice of them to tell me 6 weeks after it was due to come to me. Oh, sorry, hang on. Nice of them to tell me 2 weeks after it's due to come out to me. 6 weeks after I got the first one, when it was meant to be a pack every 4 weeks. Give them the benefit of the doubt. I've heard a lot of bad things on some of the Facebook groups about Eagle Moss customer services, so I'm going to hold out for this one. I'm just going to see how they are, and we'll go from there. So hopefully within the next few weeks we should have the next part of the Aston Martin build, but the Bismarck will continue as it has done for, well, 27 weeks now, because the first video I did was kind of like issues 1 and 2. Please remember to like, share and subscribe to the Yorkshire Modeller. Click on the bell icon and change it to all, then you'll get notified every time we upload anything, whether it's Aston Martin, Bismarck, geek stuff, prop builds, whatever. Everything I'm doing. And until next time, which will most likely be next Thursday, happy modelling, guys.